All right, let's dive right into this. Welcome to This Explainer, where we take these incredibly fascinating pieces of history, mythology, and culture, and just break them down so we can truly understand the deeper meanings behind them. Today, we're looking at one of the absolute most recognizable figures in all of Hinduism, Lord Ganesha. You've likely seen depictions of him, right? The beloved deity with the head of an elephant, revered all across the globe. But today, we aren't just looking at the broad strokes of his mythology. We're actually zeroing in on one highly specific, deeply symbolic physical detail. If you look closely at almost any statue or painting of Lord Ganesha, you're going to notice something kind of curious. While he has this majestic elephant head, one of his tusks is completely whole, but the other one, it's distinctively shattered or broken off. So why does the remover of obstacles, this divine being of immense power, carry what looks like a physical imperfection? Well, as we're going to see today, this broken tusk is far from an injury. It is a profound badge of honor, and there is an incredible mystery behind exactly how it happened.
Now, to get the whole picture, we first have to understand who we're talking about. Lord Ganesha is known as Vignaharta, which translates directly to the remover of obstacles. He's the deity you invoke before you start a new venture, a new journey, or just a new phase of life. He's celebrated for this immense, boundless wisdom, and it's exactly this wisdom and his sense of duty that leads us to the explanation of his face. But here's the fun part. Ancient texts don't just give us one reason for his broken tusk. They actually give us three distinct, thrilling legends, and each one offers a totally different lesson.
Let's start with tale number 1, Parashurama and the Axe.
So, picture this. This is a story where divine duty clashes directly with an explosive, superhuman temper. The scene is set high up at the towering, sacred peaks of Mount Kailash. Parashurama, who is this unbelievably fierce and incredibly powerful warrior, travels to the mountain with a single goal. He wants to meet with Lord Shiva. But when he arrives at the grand gates, he is stopped. Lord Ganesha is standing guard. Ganesha, bound by his duty, politely explains to this great warrior that his parents, Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati, are deep in a state of profound meditation, and under absolutely no circumstances can they be disturbed. Now, Parashurama is a warrior who has quite literally never been denied by anyone, so this polite refusal, it doesn't go over well.
The guy completely loses it. He erupts into an absolute rage. In his fury, he lifts his mighty axe to just overpower Ganesha and force his way in. He hurls the weapon directly at the elephant-headed god. But here is where Ganesha's infinite wisdom kicks in. In that split second, Ganesha recognizes the axe. It isn't just any weapon, it's actually a divine weapon that originally belonged to his father, Lord Shiva. Now Ganesha completely has the power to deflect it, to stop it right in midair, but, as highlighted in the quote we're looking at, he allows the axe to strike him. He takes the blow directly to his tusk, deliberately sacrificing a piece of himself as a supreme mark of respect for his father's divine weapon.
Boom! The axe shatters Ganesha's tusk, and this shocking act of self-sacrifice stops Parashurama dead in his tracks. The warrior's rage just instantly evaporates, and it's replaced by total awe. He immediately realizes the true nature of the divinity standing right in front of him. Ganesha wasn't just a guard. He was the literal embodiment of supreme respect and devotion. So this first tale teaches us that sometimes true strength isn't about overpowering your opponent. It's about the humility and respect you show, even at a great personal cost.
Moving right along to tale number 2, transcribing the Mahabharata.
Okay, so we're shifting gears from a literal standoff to a mental marathon. This is all about intellect and sheer endurance. Here's how this rapid-fire sequence of events unfolds. The great sage Vyasa has mentally composed the massive epic of the Mahabharata, but he needs someone to physically write it down. Step 1. Vyasa realizes he needs a scribe capable of keeping up with his brilliant flowing mind without a single interruption. Step 2. He approaches Lord Ganesha. Ganesha agrees, but he comes back with a massive condition of his own. Vyasa must dictate the entire epic without a single pause. If he stops, Ganesha walks away. Step 3. The transcription begins, moving at this blistering pace. But disaster strikes. Ganesha's writing instrument wears completely down and breaks. Step 4. Bound by his fierce promise to not pause the work for even a second, Ganesha reaches up, snaps off his own tusk, dips it in ink, and just seamlessly continues to write.
So the crucial point is this. The broken tusk here isn't a battle scar. It is the ultimate symbol of dedication to knowledge. Through this astonishing act of quick thinking and bodily sacrifice, Ganesha earned the revered title Ekdanta, which translates directly to the one-tusked deity. I mean, he literally gave a piece of his own form to ensure that the wisdom of the Mahabharata could be recorded and passed down to humanity. It's just a breathtaking demonstration of prioritizing education and commitment way above one's own physical vanity or comfort.
Which brings us to our final myth. Tale number 3, outsmarting the demon Mushikasura.
All right, so we've seen respect, we've seen extreme dedication and knowledge. Now our final myth takes us to a battlefield where intellect has to overcome an utterly impossible physical advantage. Let's look at the parameters of this seemingly unwinnable conflict. The adversary is a terrifying demon named Mushikasur, and the major problem here is the curse protecting him. See, Mushikasur was blessed with a boon that guaranteed no living being could kill him. It's basically the ultimate cheat code for invincibility. Traditional weapons, immense armies, absolutely nothing could touch him. But the solution to this invincible threat comes from Ganesha's brilliant mind. Rather than relying on brute force, Ganesha uses his broken tusk to bypass the rules of the curse, outsmarting the demon completely and defeating him. It proves that there is literally no obstacle, no matter how invincible it seems, that cannot be dismantled by divine intellect.
Now let's switch gears a bit and look at decoding the trunk's direction.
Let's move on and see how this ancient mythology actually builds into something you can observe in the real world today. We've explored the stories behind the broken tusk, but there's another fascinating physical detail on Ganesha idols that is deeply, deeply misunderstood: the direction of his trunk. Knowing how to read the trunk transforms how you view the deity, and this brilliantly illustrates the nuance in Hindu spiritual symbolism. If you look at different idols of Lord Ganesha, you're going to notice the trunk doesn't always curve the same way. The two primary variations are the left curved trunk, known as Vamamukhi, and the right curved trunk, known as Siddhavinayaka. And this isn't just an aesthetic choice made by a sculptor. It fundamentally changes the energy, the meaning, and the proper placement of the idol itself.
Let's actually break down exactly what these directions mean. The left curved trunk, or Vamamukhi, is strongly associated with peace, prosperity, and material wealth. Because of this gentle, nurturing energy, this is the most popular choice for devotees to keep right in their own homes. On the flip side, the right curved trunk, Siddhivinayaka, represents a fiery, powerful energy aimed at moksha, or ultimate liberation from worldly attachments. This requires strict, rigorous worship protocols, which is exactly why right-curving idols are typically reserved exclusively for temples, not living rooms. And occasionally, you'll even see a straight trunk, which represents perfect alignment with the divine. Knowing this allows devotees to choose the exact right idol for their specific spiritual needs.
Now, what's really interesting to see laid out like this is how perfectly these stories synthesize our journey today. We started with a single question about a broken tusk, and we uncovered this rich matrix of teachings. When facing Parashrama, the fierce warrior, Ganesha taught us the ultimate respect for the divine. When faced with the overwhelming challenge of the Mahabharata, he showed us that knowledge requires immense personal sacrifice. And when confronted by the invincible demon Mushikasura, he proved that intellect is always going to triumph over brute force. 3 entirely different stories, 3 incredible adversaries, but they all converge on one magnificent deity.
Which leaves us with this final kind of beautiful thought to ponder. We spend so much of our lives hiding our flaws, trying to present this perfectly whole, unbroken image to the world. But when we look at the remover of obstacles, we see a deity whose most defining, revered feature is literally a broken piece of himself. It really makes you wonder, are the physical imperfections we see in mythology actually representations of the highest forms of spiritual perfection? Ganesha's broken tusk isn't an injury at all. It is a permanent, glorious monument to duty, intellect, and sacrifice. So the next time you see an image of Ekdanta, you won't just see a broken tusk. You'll see the weight of the Mahabharata, the respect for Shiva's axe, and the ultimate triumph of wisdom.